Hello everybody, Forest Montes here. This is going to be the last video of this year, so 2023 is going to the end. So something before I'm gonna wish you the best for the next year, but I'm gonna tell you something about, not about some, let's say, new knives and these things, what I get this year. So there wasn't really many new knives. But there is lots of experience, lots of thoughts about that. And it is not only about knives, it's about the equipment I use. So I will start with these, let's say the biggest, my last project, my cold steel Spetsnaz shovel, let's say weight reducing, so 100 grams down, so about 4 ounces, sub 4 ounces down is not really much, but as I said in the video, it's better than nothing. I've heard many guys, they said, okay, I never carry the shovel, which I absolutely agree. And to be honest, if I would be like certain that I want to use it somewhere outside, then of course, why shall I carry it? Of course, because 800 grams now include this sheet. Why? But I'm certain that I will use it. That's what I said, for digging holes for your WC, for fire, for you know, cover yourself, so make a better place for your shelter, and lots of things. I used it for prying, and I use the shovel more extensively, and that's why I like them, and especially this cold steel, because this is really high quality for the price. It's absolutely one from, I would say, unbeatable, which is great. So that's what I like. That's why I carry this one. So that you're gonna see here few tools which I like to have it with me always, but of course when I go outside for a couple of nights, it's very important to go like for one day, let's say hike, okay, go to forest somewhere, for the, let's say, to some highlands, but just for one day, or at least as it was like planned. Or if it's gonna be just for like one night, let's say over one night, that's, of course, it changes situation. But if I go outside for 2 or even more nights, then it's completely different. Because as we know, if I go just for a walk, let's say for afternoon, let's say even for whole day, and I'm sure I'm gonna go back, then you know that I got a really small package, usually much more than someone carry. But if I go overnight, of course, I want to have my sleeping bag and these things. But it depends about the season. I'm pretty sure that I can go with a little, really low amount or small amount of stuff, even without something like this one, because for one night I really can't see a reason why shall I carry this one for 2 and even more nights, and depend where, of course, because if I know the area where I go, totally different. If I don't know where I go, totally different, of course. So the shower, of course, better than nothing is this one. If I, let's say, I don't have the shovel, I can chop down a small sapling with hardwood, or find some, let's say, pole, or let's say branch of hardwood. I need a knife, of course, or something like that. I chop some kind of edge on it, and then I'll dig a hole or something like this. But as I said, where I go, there's lots of stones in the ground or under the ground, and that's really unpleasant job. So to carry this one and use it, just you know, this is usually the first tool I'm gonna use when I say, okay, we will be camping here. So I take my backpack off, take the shovel, and clean everything what was important, what I have to do, and these things. So this is like for that. If I said, okay, take the backpack down, take that, let's see where it is, let's say the saw, find, that's first thing, find the how's that, let's say, piece of wood which will be good for that digging tool, that could be a problem, which I've been a couple of times in areas where it was almost impossible if I don't want to spend long time walking around the forest. So lots of crappy wood, guys. You can't believe that. So it will burn fast, and you can't even do a 10 stick, to stick it with your, with your cover. Let's say, I don't forget, a shelter. You want to do your shelter, so you want to stick some lashing in the ground, so you don't have something with you. So it's okay, I found some pieces of wood in the forest. Of course, I got a knife. Wow, you got a knife, you got everything. Only what you don't have there is the correct wood for that. What you need, everything is scrap. Unbelievable, but it's gonna happen. Sorry, it happened to me a couple of times, so that's why. So better than nothing. I take this one, or even smaller. If okay, for, let's say, for overnight, there are really small ones. So say I don't need to dig anything else. Just, let's say, for the WC, okay, that should be alright. But for some serious task, this one is alright. Carry on. So I like to carry this one, and for two, let's say if I go overnight, I'm not sure, for 2 nights, definitely I'm taking this one, the saw. Because of this one, when I carry the small one, small Condor shovel, it used to be 300 grams lighter than this one. So I took this Silky Gomboy 240, which you might see the number, 293 grams of weight, because I saved the weight over there, so I can cut more wood, or faster wood with this one. Now I'm sticking with the short one, which is in my workshop now, which is sub 200 grams. So I got 100 grams there, so it's more packable and everything. So I'm a bit balancing the weight, and it's all right for that. Especially these days, and it's going back to that shovels. Everything's more dry. We got the 4 fires in forest. Everything's more dry, more hard. So even without those rocks there, if there is not only sand, where you dig really easy, then everything is harder. So with that, so related to the saw, I don't need really split big pieces of wood for fire and these things, because it's not that cold, or as cold as it used to be before. Now situation changes. It should be winter here. Usually I remember time when everything was under snow. Today, I mean, these days in general, we got, I don't know, it was 9 degrees of Celsius plus. That's winter. I can't believe that, but it is as it is. That's why I don't need the saw, bigger saw, because I don't need that big pieces of wood. And anyway, if I need, for whatever reason, I got choppers. I go back to that a little bit later. So the small, more packable saw is all right for me. Now I'll stick with these because that's good intro. Of course, I'm absolutely glad for my Harum kukri. I use it every day, literally every day now, because we use wood for heating. So I'm preparing fires every day with this kukri. I'm chopping the wood, preparing everything. It's a great tool, guys. I know you might feel the hype because my design and everything. No, you can trust me. It's very, very handful. By the way, that's important thing. I got here T1. T1, you might see some of my videos, especially from winter times, where I did chopping. I used this. I used the T1 tracker. This is T1, Tops T1, for splitting wood and these things. I said I really like it. It's absolutely fine. Important is to say they are almost identical. This is T1, as I said. I compared this one with T3 because of weight. Because of length, these are almost identical, as you might see. But if you at where the where is the real edge, starts, you might see the difference. And of course with the handling, excuse me, the handling, so I got the choil here and choil here. So my index is in line, so now you're gonna see the difference. this blade almost covered the curvature here. So it's like that. So what I want to say, this is more heavier, but this one has more reach. But when I use this one, and I had there this T1, because I used to do it with this T1, but I said, okay, I have to go in it. I have to get it in my muscle memory and everything. So that's why I use the Kukri now. But I said, okay, one day I said, I will try this one, go back to these old ones. Of course, this is heavier and thicker. So when you smash to something, it really goes in, it's absolutely fine. But that level of uncomfortability, if that word exists, of these corners here, when I had grabbed it in this way and I chopped it, I said, wow. I heard, it hurt my pinky bone here and this one, which, because I didn't have it on this one and I don't have it in this one, this is such comfortable compared to the handle. If you see, just, this is more roundish. I have to be careful because these are really sharp. That was a huge difference. Wow. Before that, I didn't expect, I didn't feel that. I don't know why it's gonna happen. But now I got more something like in difference. I got T3 here only for this reason, because you might see the comparative. This now the difference is here. It's definitely something different. But about the handling, this handle is much comfortable than the one that on T1. This is all right. This is absolutely fine. There's no problem on T3 when you chop in this. This is much comfortable. Even I made it thicker, so for that, so it's better and more comfortable than it used to be, like original. It's much better now. But with it, you can't compare the comfortability with this Kukri. When I do the wood here, this is absolutely great. I got here as a comparison. I probably never showed you. This is the cold steel Gurkha Kukri Plus. I think I didn't show you. I'm not sure. I didn't show you these two. These are like a father and son, I would say, or parents and kids, or parent and kid. So it will be like that. So this is really tiny knife compared that, and it was the idea, something like this one. This is much heavier, 600 grams, by the way, like the T1, much heavy. What I want to say, of course, this is very important. This is a great chopper. I really like it. This one, I really like it. I got here something what I really like still, this Tops machete. After I did some these improvements to make it sharper to the end, to put this click point, because I like the design and it's sharp everywhere now. I really like this machine. This is a really great tool, and something like this one, of course, because you might say, okay, well, but you got more machetes, because we saw them on your videos, like this one. This is the longer one, 230. So this is heavier and longer, but of course it used to be. This is my let's say, I say upgrade or modification is maybe better word for this one. This is more heavier, so you might see a difference not only with the length. It's few centimeters longer, not really much, but it's heavier. So this is better chopper, definitely. There is more power, and I've got longer one, more longer than this one, the Condor Bushcraft machete and others. Of course, the same. Like I got a T1 trucker and I got a Bark River, but it doesn't matter now. I got this one. Probably you haven't seen that with me. Guns Force Brax Wildlife Hatchet. Oh, my tongue today is lazy. Absolutely great tool. I really love it. It's this one kicks me back into Axis world again, because before that I said, well, yeah, I said it many times. When I was young, I was a boy, then all Axis I've ever met somewhere around me were dull as hell. I used to I used to think about Axis, that it's something what has something like an edge, and you simply chew through what you do. Of course, if you split, then it's simply wedge design, so it works better. But for like carving, no way. All of them dull. This one was something really which changes my mind and kicks me back. It's many years ago. I got this one for 10 years, probably maybe even more. So this is great tool. So it kicks me back. And what I want to say, T1 tracker and this one are almost in the same weight, 600 grams above. This one was, I don't know, 660 or 630, I'm not sure, but very identical. These are comparable, so you have to choose. If you carry this one, I take this one or the one. I'm gonna make a video about it, because I got this idea for a long time. I'm not more into Axis, I'm more in the knife world, so I'm not, as I said, as good with the knife. I'm not as good with the Axis as with the knife, so depends how you count my skills. Doesn't matter. I'm always better with knives than with the Axis, but I've learned a couple of these things, how to use them, and this is a really great tool, absolutely great tool. That's why I'm saying this one. 600 grams, 550 grams heavy machete. And the Kukri, the mine, this one 430, and this one is 432, somewhere like that, 420, 433, 438 grams, this one. So these are almost the same. So I've got the shorter versions, the Kukri and machete, and the Kukri, the cold steel, and machete, let's say the tops, the longer one, or at least the modification on, or the others, and 600 grams axe, or lots of stuff around. I got this one. This is, I forget that, Wetterlings. This is made. I don't know if you've ever seen this. This one was limited edition. I think it's not available anymore. This is made for Les Stroud, I believe. With this Les Stroud, he designed that Wetterlings axe. I was really happy to get this one. It's made in Sweden. It's high carbon steel like this thing, so it's great. It has really huge convex, guys. This is really huge. I felt treat with this one. This is 1 kilo. This one is 1 kilo. So this is great axe. But what I want to say, why I'm showing this one, 600 grams, 1 kilo. This is the heaviest tool I believe I got here, 1 kilo. But I got these two as a something what I say, okay, I can take these. Okay, if I need more machete tasks, I go with this one. If I need overall, I'm counting. Sorry, I count. I will split something, chop more hard stuff. I'll take this one because the weight is generally the same. But what's important, of course, I can take heavier one, kukri, or even the axe. If I need to split, I know I'm going for winter camping. I will fell trees, or at least cut down bigger trees or trunks. I'll take longer saws, even long. I don't have longer one, but I'm counting to get a longer version next year. Even longer version this one, of course. And of course, I can have the axe, so I can saw through some trunk, split it with something like this one. This is great splitter, and for probably firewood, of course. But if not in the winter, I won't probably do it. If I'm in my garden orchard, I got splitting axes, and I got the more proper tool for which I don't want to carry with me when I'm outside, of course. So these two knives, if I say, okay, what's your idea? What great tools you have and you use, and you still after years, especially with this one, I recommend I go with these two because they are so versatile. Heavy enough, but not too heavy. Long enough, but not too long. If I'm gonna be short, that's important. Because I always have some knife, and that's important now. If I got big knife, I'm chopper, let's say the cookery, but I'm talking now about this size, and or I take something much shorter. So one of the another tool which I still use, I like, is this Bush one, Kalahari Bushman 2 made by Bark River. I remind you, I completely reprofiled the edge because there was a, I'll say that it wasn't made properly. Simply it was a flat spot. You might even see it now a bit, just here. There's just a spot which is from that. But I like this tool. Use it especially in the kitchen or when I want some more conventional knife, something like this one, something what doesn't scare people. It's simply CPM 3V 4, I believe 4 millimeters thick with sharp spine, so you can make spars. I really like this knife. I really like it. Only, as you might see, the tape on it is there because it's slippy. That's it. But my sheet, by the way, absolutely great tool. I like it. That's why I got it here. What I also still like and very highly recommend that you can buy normal this one here is this one. Many times I said if I'm building something, not if I can recommend this one as a tool, just as a tool, probably not. Why? Because it's too thick, the grinding, the angle of the grinds is not really great. You can, of course, for wood processing, it's great, but when you think about, let's say you go to over, what you can do everything with a knife, food prep and these things, mostly food prep I'm talking now about. This is not really the tool you want. First, it's 5160, so it's gonna rust and fast. Second, the angle, even it's convex, so it's all right, but it's not for that. But when you craft, that's important, when you craft something out of the wood, wow, guys, this is really, I said it a couple of times, and every year I do something, because usually with my cabin where it's everything more like rough, raw, let's say that, something like this one. This is great tool. You got everything you need to strong tip to go and into something you can pry with it. You got a saw, even if you want to go notch, or you just make some, when you cut something and there stays some the pieces, tiny pieces of wood, which you really try too hard to to make the corner like sharper. Then you take the saw, you do a few strikes, and it takes these small pieces of wood away, which is great. You can hammer with this, you can do light chopping with this. This is a really great tool. I really like it, guys. This is absolutely well-thought knife. Absolutely. It looks ugly, it looks weird, but it works. Trust me. This is really serious piece of work. I usually take it with me if I will not count any weight and say, okay, I've got this one, that one, that one, and is there any tool which I want to take with me and I don't care about weight? I'll take this one. If I'm in a forest area or urban area where I expected to do some, prying, what I want to have this one, made of better steel. This is 6mm thick 50-60, which is normally alright, but because the rust and because it does quite fast. When I did the like survival video, if you maybe remember for that, I stabbed to some tin. I don't know what it was. So I chewed through that, and the knife survived, but the edge was dirt. So I have to sharpen it. I spent not really long time, but I have to spend some time on it. If that will be better steel, hard to say what. Of course, CPM 3V. Great, that will be my choice. But today, in my country, nobody uses, as I know, CPM 3V. But you can buy, if you want to have some knife maker ask to make you a knife, you can choose, for example, an Elmax steel, which could be great. So I would say Elmax because that's tough steel for this size of the knife. That will be great. So excellent knife. This is really excellent knife and tool. Something what surprised me next was this one, this Warcraft Tanto, Magnum Tanto, made by Cold Steel CPM3V. There is no that hollow grind. This is a saber grind, so let's say standard grinding, which makes the edge tougher. We've been, maybe I said that, sorry, no, we've been with on a family hike. I said, okay, I want to take some fixed blade, which I easily covered under my, let's say, it was a shirt, I believe. Just put it there. No even lash, not any backpacking. It was one day trip, so I said, okay, I want to have it with me for all purposes, even for self-defense if they're gonna need, but I want something that I can use for camping. If something gonna happen, I want to have something I can rely on it, not just, you know, some, I don't have any you know, dagger, something like this one. I want something capable. So I took this knife, and my father had some problem with the leg, so, and he didn't take any poles with him, and there was a kind of, let's say, light hike, but there were some hills, some hills and up and down, you know, this stuff. I said, okay, so would you like to have some stuff? There were fallen tree, hardwood. I forget the name, hardwood anyway, and it was fallen for a few months. And I said, okay, and that was nice branch like that. I said, okay, I'll find it. That one looks great, but I said, okay, I got this knife only, so I will chew it up a couple of times, and then I will make it. I was surprised how this knife chopped that branch of hardwood very, very, very easily. I was literally like my jaws dropped down. I said, wow, I didn't expect that. It's nice to hold it. It's great in your hand. It's not slip by any means, even when you are here for your chopping, you do these things. This is 19 centimeters, so I am now on, let's say, 9 inches, definitely. So here somewhere, so when I chop, so that was great. So I was surprised. So this knife is really great, not only for your eventually fight self-defense things, but this is great, like outdoor knife, for not a special outdoor knife, but for that things you need to do with your knife, especially if you got, let's say, your multi-tool and these things, and you don't want to chop down trees and these things, this is absolutely great knife. Really, seriously, great tool. Carry on. Of course, what it will be video without T4 tracker. Great. As I said, T4 tracker. Now with the kukri, with the machete, even with an axe, for, you know, you split some wood, some big pieces of wood, and now you use the T4 tracker for your kindlings and these things. You can craft simply with this. This is so light, you can take it, so light and small, you can take it with you anywhere you want. So T4 tracker, still I recommend that. What I carry as an EDC is that Ruike model L51 or L51. There is no, and I asked to not have that one, the thumb stud. I don't care to open it with 2 hands. This is the full size. There's the full range of tools which they provide on this tool, which is great. I used almost everything on this knife. Not only I didn't use that. Sorry, I haven't used that glass breaker. Didn't have the reason. This bottle opener or wine opener, I don't need it. And I believe that was in practical way. I haven't used this one. Even it's made for that. As I said, this is the seatbelt cutter, modified by me for the kindlings like the T4 tracker. I haven't used that for that because I didn't find a reason. But it's there. It sits there. But those pliers surprised me positively when I did something what I did not expect. I will do it, some kind of harder work. Say, okay, I'll grab this one and pull something more heavier than I expected. If I can even hold it, it will be better to have some, let's say, Leatherman, something like this one. This one was great for it. it was absolutely fine. So okay, I'm glad for it. For the price, for the money. EDC, it's heavier, it's bulkier. So I recommend you. This is a great tool. I absolutely recommend this one to you. Only, excuse me, I'll probably recommend this one if you think which one, because this is too heavy, too bulky. You got those two choices. You can choose the 40 version. So you got one tool less, and it will be without those scissors or without those pliers. One of those. Under each of them, you might find you're gonna find the tool. Under the scissors, you find the awl, very sharp, very great tool, and under those pliers, the Phillips screwdriver. So that's, let's say, sacrifice. But if you don't need it, one of these, say, okay, it's probably I would understand about this one. Another thing, this one, the Holdout, cold steel Holdout, great tool, as I said. I carry it almost every day with this, like a knife, like normal knife, like standard knife. Why? Because it's not as long as you hold it in this way. You can use it for whatever you want, even for light batoning. I said light batoning. When I'm on camp, so on hike, use it as a knife. It's like a side knife, so I don't need. I got bigger one, the big one. I mean the kukri. Now I carry the kukri, but before that I carry this one, or even the tracker. This one you can accommodate to every single of them, or even with that. Where is it? With the T4. If you need a fixed blade for, let's say, you want to split something, baton to small pieces, and you don't want to do it with your folder for understandable reasons, of course, even this one can do it. That's absolutely great. So great knife, great tool. It has a sharp spine, so it's really great for all the things as you expect from the knife. It can cut, it can slice, it can pierce, it can make spars or some like shavings, the dust, I would say, out of the wood for fire scraping. It's packable 200 grams. It's not that bulky, even it looks like that, but it's not. It's really good to have. Now, a bit more downside. One from the downside was that T1, the corners on the handle. That was one kind of downside. What I've learned this year was that if you've seen that video when I did slicing with with folders, how potentially thin blades or thin scales or handles, which promises like it's more packable, it's more pocket friendly and everything like that. Even the knife itself is great, the steel, sharpness, everything's fine. But when you use this one extensively, wow, as I said, it's really good to think to have even a small fixed blade because it's more rounded. Usually folders are wide. It's simply like that. I did comparison with the B35, which is not on that wide side, slimmer side, I would say, narrow, but they are more grippy because this one needs to accommodate the blade and everything. You can find here, this is, I said, bulletproof knife, old one, cold steel Mackinac Hunter, one of my favorite folders, standard folder, nothing special, no tactical, no, just a great folder. You see those steel liners, there is nothing in there are bronze washers, I believe, I'm not sure, or Teflon washers, sorry, I'm not sure now, but this is great design. It's bulletproof, and only what changes the grip without this plastic. It's plastic, it's not G10 or something like this one, which is about 2.5, max 3, I believe, 2.5 millimeters high. It changes the grip with this like rounding. It changes the grip absolutely. You can't feel that uncomfortability. I used that knife many times. You squeeze this one and you feel that. You squeeze this one, I feel nothing. This is just great grip. So these modern materials and these things to be like, looks like pocket friendly because of the thinness. The pocket friendly doesn't mean it's better. Sometimes if this one will be, let's say, 2 millimeters from each side higher, 2 and 2, that's 4 millimeters, guys. You might say that's something like this one, but more roundish. Maybe it will be more like bulky in your pocket, but definitely not in some high level down. You know, what do you want to say? Yeah, you can compare. I go this one always. So even if that will be the version of 40, L40, which means there will be one level less tool, so it will be more pocket friendly. I will be still absolutely fine. Even I'll check this one. Yes, so this one, the cold steel without any steel liners in it is a bit thicker than this one, and see that size is absolutely right. So it's not about the bulkiness. It's for me it's bullshit. If you there are few knives that are really the design, especially to be like slim, really a really hidden profile. That's okay. That's different version. But I believe this is not the design because of this size. You know, so I don't care this one, but this size, it's too wide. So this is not the knife. Zero tolerance makes the Sienkiewicz, I believe, the models, couple of them, they look more like pocket friendly, and they're more roundish. If you watch them, they're more roundish, so they're more comfortable in your hand. So what I want to say, not always the slim profile is the best what you want. Even if you say, okay, it will be great because I can hide it in my pockets, something like that, maybe not. Maybe it will be not as good idea. But don't take me wrong, this is a great knife for you. I got this as a EDC in urban area for open packages, and these things is always on side of my table because it's very sharp. It's a really great tool to this one, even for if you need is a urban area for so defense. These things, this is absolutely great tool. I like how they work with these, let's say today, some kind of standard or low standard CPM S30V, because this is really great. This is really great. So I like that. Anyway, I think it was everything what I want to say to this year. Guys, I wish you all the best in the new year 2024. I hope everything is gonna be great, and looking for that next future. I've got a couple of projects which I am thinking to do, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Maybe there will be more outdoor video of mine, so we'll see how it's gonna be. Have a great time, enjoy that celebration if you do that, and anyway, stay safe and keep your health and everything. Bye.